Okay, I know what you're thinking already. Eric, I thought you hated LED lights. That is wrong. What I hate is these little 160 LED light things. They've come down a lot in price over the years, but they still suck and get out of my face. This, however, this RGB pocket light from Pixel is not one of those. It's in a totally different category. This is the first time anyone has legit just sent me a product to review. And typically I only talk about stuff that I already own. So I used this thing for about a month to see what it was really like so I could give you an actual honest review, which is the only thing I ever plan on doing, by the way. I really didn't expect that much out of what is still a relatively cheap LED light at way under $100, but I gotta say, I'm genuinely impressed. And I really mean that. Like, I wouldn't lie to you guys, I'm the last person on earth to withhold my opinion about a piece of gear. So, let's talk about a few standout features of this Pocket RGB light, shall we? It comes with a freaking tiny tripod. This may not seem like much to you, but this actually adds a ton of value to a light like this because let's say you don't have an extra light stand or you don't already own one of these. I mean, yeah, maybe they're 10 bucks on Amazon, but I still think this thing totally comes in clutch. Almost as good as the free stand is the arm that this light is attached to. It rotates on 2 different axes so you can point it wherever the heck you want. It also has 2 cold shoe mounts for mounting mics and other accessories, 2 quarter-20 threads for more mounting options, and as an accessory, Pixel has also included a quarter-20 cold shoe adapter. Seriously, this arm, stand, mounting combo thing is something that bigger brand names should be taking note of. So let's talk about the basic quality of light you're gonna get out of this thing. It is a bicolor LED setup, so you're gonna get everything from a really warm 2600K up to I think 10,000K. And that's pretty standard, but I'm telling you, they say that the CRI on this is 97, and I believe it. Now, I don't have any scientific way of actually proving that, but what I can tell you is this light does look really good. This is the part where I'm gonna tell you that this is not a key light. It's not designed to be your main primary light. Even at 100% brightness, which is very bright considering the size and all that stuff, it is not enough to really fill a room. It's an LED, it's a small source, so it's gonna be really direct. It's gonna cast those really harsh looking shadows. This is just not something I would use and say, all right, this is my main video light. Now, having said that, it is an excellent fill light. It is excellent as an accent. That's what it's designed for, so that's what you should probably use it for. Pixel has given this light a full set of HSI color adjustments, which stands for hue, saturation, and intensity. This is pretty standard for RGB lights like this and allows you to achieve an almost limitless number of colors. The colors coming out of this are accurate and they are vivid. They really do look good. You can do everything from just like a nice warm accent to a full-on rainbow color party if you want. The main reason I wanted a light like this was to add a little bit of color to product shots in particular, and for that it works really well. You can add a ton of really intense color to totally change the mood of a shot, or just add some more subtle hints, maybe to just get some nice looking reflections. Of course, this isn't just limited to video. If you wanted to do photography with this, same thing. It's a great way to add like a little bit of flair and a little bit of color to a shot that might otherwise be kind of flat. Okay, the special effects that are built into this thing are actually really good, and I know it might seem gimmicky to some people, but for those of you who are trying to achieve a certain effect, this is the best way to do it cheaply. The LCD menu screen on the back is amazing. It's bright, it shows you everything you can want to know, and it's fairly intuitive to navigate. It has a nice clear battery display and a proper on-off switch, which I totally love. There are 2 spring action switches which let you fine-tune each parameter, but they also function as push buttons to help you quickly change between things like different effects or brightness levels. A light like this is portable and comes in clutch in places that you might not normally think of it. I actually use this not just for filming, but also to do some cooking the other night. The outdoor light that's on our back patio is not very bright at all. It doesn't really reach to where my grill is at, so I set this thing up, and honestly, it actually helped a lot genuinely with cooking, and then when I started to film it, it also looked pretty cool, I thought. So it just goes to show that a small, lightweight, wireless portable light can come in handy. Battery life is excellent. Pixel says that it will last about 3 hours at 100% brightness. I really never run it that high, so I think I got probably closer to 6 hours out of it, maybe even a little more. The internal battery will charge via USB-C, which is nice, and there's even the option to plug this thing directly into wall power, so if you want to put this as a permanent fixture somewhere, you totally can. Okay, speaking of batteries, let's talk about some of the bad things about this light that I really don't like, and the recharging time is one of them. The recharge time again, according to them, is something on the order of 3 or 4 hours, and I'll vouch for that. It seemed like it took forever to charge this thing back to full once I'd run it all the way down. So that means if you're shooting something and the light goes out, good luck, you're gonna have to charge it overnight before you can use it again. Something else I don't love is the bracket arm, for as cool as it is, does have these really sharp kind of hard edges, and it almost feels like it wants to scrape a little bit now and again as you're rotating. I mean, that might be me being nitpicky, but it is something to consider. Anything with hard edges like this is gonna get dings and dents over time too. Okay, the final con, and I know this is actually nitpicking, when you turn this thing all the way up to 100% brightness, I know normal humans may not notice this, but I have done audio engineering for a long time. I'm like a sound and audio guy, and I can hear an extremely high-pitched, very faint kind of whine that's happening. Probably will never notice, but I did, and I'm crazy, so just ignore me. My final thought here is that, like many Hong Kong or Chinese-based companies, the thing that Pixel lacks is marketing and branding. This is unfortunate because I think ultimately it obscures what would otherwise be very good products like this one. If this light had a nice big brand name on the back of it, I guarantee you, for starters, it would cost a lot more than it does, but also it'd still really be well received. This is an actually good product. Yes, this light comes very highly recommended from me. I think it adds a lot of value to any YouTube studio. Maybe you're doing Facebook Live videos or something like that. Anything where you want to add a little creative touch, a Pocket RGB light is the way to go. And I think for the price, this one's hard to beat. You know what else I think? I think you're still watching this video, which means you liked me, or maybe you just liked this enough to keep watching. So you should subscribe to the channel. You should like the video, do all the YouTube jazz, but I really want to hear from you in the comments. Have you had any experience with lights like this, or heaven forbid, lights like this? Let's breathe. Dramatic exit. Something I've noticed over time is that YouTubers with the British accent seem to do a little bit better. Maybe people will like it better if I talk like that. Though it's not very convincing when I do it. But if you've never been to Britain, maybe you believe me, huh? Was that good? That wasn't actually good, was it? Like, maybe like some words sound accurate, but anyway. All right, that's it. The video's actually over. Bye. Tasting the girl sense, yeah.